Welcome to our podcast, Inspiring Living, with me, Mark Candelaria. I am an architect, blogger, traveler, chef, father, and husband. I am the founder and now a partner of a fabulous 25-person architecture firm specializing in high-end residential architecture. I have been designing amazing homes across the country for nearly 40 years. I am the founding partner of Candelaria Design and have hosted tours to Italy, Spain, and now Napa over the last 20 years. And in the course of all this, I have met a lot of interesting people who truly inspire me. Our podcast is about all the opportunities that are right there in front of us to inspire living. Yes, I will talk about architecture and design, but every week we will venture into all sorts of topics that will inspire you, teach you, and motivate you to inspire living every day. My guests will include a wide gamut of amazing people, from those in the design industry to clients to real estate professionals, chefs, artists, sports figures, and philanthropists, and people who just flat out get it. Sit back and enjoy, and let's have some fun exploring all of the opportunities that are there just waiting for us. Please subscribe and get ready to be inspired every week. Okay, as my dad says, here we go. Okay, good afternoon. We are in Umbria, Italy, in the heart of Italy, here at our farmhouse Agriturissimo. We're about to start our cooking class. We've got 9 travelers on our 16th Candelaria Design Tour Italy. This is our 19th tour overall, because we've been adding Spain. We've done 3 Spain tours, and we've got a Napa tour in a few weeks, so that'll be our 20th. We've got a great group here. We've been here for 7 days. We're on our 8th day today, and this is our day where we do our cooking class here right in the houses that we're staying at, hosted by my good friend Elizabeth Woolley and her cohort Paola. They're amazing cooks, chefs, and very knowledgeable about the area of Umbria that we are enjoying. So I'm going to bring my guests on kind of as we go. It might be a little noisy in the background because this truly is a party. We're going to be cooking for the next 3 to 4 hours, and then followed by a great dinner right here at the farmhouses. And so who knows where this will go, but we're going to have a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Here we go. Okay, we are cooking away here in the houses in Umbria, and it's a little noisy back there, but they're having a great time. We've done a couple appetizers, and they're about ready to start making pasta, so it's going to get really crazy. So anyway, I've got my first guest here who would be, who else would I have but my wife, Isabel. This is your 8th Candelaria Design Tour Italy, right?
It is.
It's awesome to be back here, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Well, we dream about it all the time when we're not here, so.
Right. And here we are.
Here we are.
It's like a dream. Like we dream about it, and then when we're here, it's like a dream.
I think about this place every single day.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes.
So they're starting to get into it here in the cooking. They've had a little wine, a few cocktails. You made this great cocktail. What'd you make?
Well, I picked some figs right off the tree and muddled it a little bit with some basil. And our young couple here, Peter and Morgan, they brought some vodka. So I put a little Prosecco and vodka and the fig and basil.
Mixed it all together?
Evidently, it's really good.
I can tell it's good. I can see how happy they all are in there.
Well, I've made several for them, so I think it must be pretty good.
So we'll interview them here in a little bit. That should be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think the first time you came to these farmhouses?
I just can believe that there was a place so beautiful, kind of in the middle. I mean, we really are in the middle of nowhere.
We are, totally.
And kind of in the middle of this forest, right?
Yeah, and up on a high hill overlooking these beautiful valleys of Umbria.
And this house that we stay in, wasn't it for the army?
Yeah, I don't know the story.
I think it was for the soldiers.
Elizabeth. That could be. You're right.
So we're high up on a hill, I think, where they could see everything.
Right, and you can see a long way from up here. There's no doubt about that. So. So when we came up here the first time, that was 2012, and Rebecca, who's here on this trip with us, she's been on
every trip.
She's been virtually every. I think she missed one trip.
No, I don't think she did.
You don't think so?
She's been on every trip.
On every trip, yeah. So you came with her the first time, and we stayed here. We went to Portofino, and we always start every trip in Florence. And this trip is cool because we got a young couple that you just mentioned. They're in their early 20s, and so it's kind of neat to see the energy of some young people on this trip, don't you think?
I have loved having them. They are just so great and so wise to be so young.
Yeah.
And just totally together and with it and appreciating everything and not afraid to try the food. And I mean, they're eating wild boar and beef cheek and so many unusual things that a lot of young people would do. But they try everything, and they seem to just be enjoying everything.
Totally. So we did the wine tour yesterday, which was a long day. You were smart. You kind of sat that one out. And
I like the country houses, and
well, it's so
I
nice
like to
be
regroup
here by yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I need a day. I'm, more introverted than you are, so I kind of need a day to regroup, and that's a good day for me to do it.
Right. We've had some adventures here, though, haven't we?
We have. We've had house fires and different little
Insects, bats. We had a bat in the house one night. That was pretty crazy.
I don't remember that.
Remember the girls were wearing the napkins over their heads?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we're in the country. I mean,
It's a wilderness.
I call this glamping in Umbria, right?
Mm-hmm. Umbrian glamping.
It's like camping, but we don't have to put up a tent. There's these beautiful stone farmhouses, and we just get everybody up here. And at first they get here, and they drive up this long dirt road, and they're like, where in the hell are you taking us? And then once they're here, I think they really unwind. It's on this day that they unwind, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, if you think about it, we travel for 24 hours to get here. We're all jet lagged. We're in Florence, which is like completely beautiful and overwhelming to the senses.
Right, busy.
And we're there for such a short time, and we do so much, and then we get the cars, and a lot of people are driving for the first time
in
a foreign country. There's apprehension, and then we literally take them further and further and further away from
off the beaten
cities
path.
And towns, and we're literally in farmland.
Yeah, we're where the wild boar are roaming around freely, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your favorite part about the country houses?
I think just really looking at the landscape. It is so green and so pretty, and watching the sun just go across the sky during the day. I mean, that's why I love to stay here by myself on Tuesdays, because I just really observe where we are
the whole
and
day.
Appreciate it all.
Yeah. And I think what I love the early mornings here. We get up early, sometimes just the two of us. We'll fix coffee. We'll sit on that porch, and we'll watch the fog in the valley. It settles in the valley, and it just kind of burns off as the sun comes up. And it's just magical. I mean, it's so meditative just to sit there and watch that.
There's just so much energy that you get from this environment.
Right.
It really is quiet. I think what I realize when I come here is how much noise there is.
There's a little bit of noise in the kitchen right now.
Well, I mean, here right now, you expect it, but when it is quiet, when everyone's asleep, like you say, when we're up early, and you can actually hear just the way the forest sounds without any buzzing of vehicles or
Vespas or sirens or people yelling. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So anyway, we're going to have a great trip. We're going to go up to northern Italy to finish off our trip this year, about an hour north of Treviso, which is about 30 minutes north of Venice. So that should be really beautiful. And one of these trips, you and I got married.
We sure did.
Wasn't that amazing?
Oh my gosh. Best day of my life.
I made you schlep that wedding dress all through Italy.
You did.
We got married on the last day with our Italy travelers as our guests. And Rebecca, who's here, she was our maid of honor. So it's really special to be here with her. I always love how healing this trip is for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's always on this particular day that it seems like the group just creates a bond that I've seen from my 16 trips. It never ends. The people are always connected.
This group bonded early. Though. That was the most unusual thing. I think maybe because it's a smaller group.
I think that's a lot to do with it.
Normally we're bringing, 22, 18,
16
people.
are average, but we only have 9 this time.
And I think we all just bonded super early, which has been really fantastic.
So you've done Spain, you've done Italy. I think you really like Italy.
I love Italy.
Right? You told me today, you want to spend more time here.
I do.
Right?
If we can swing it, I would love to.
I love the markets. I love the food. I
I
love
just
the
feel
air.
so good.
I
I
know.
mean, the food is so healthy. It's a lot of things I can eat.
Yeah. The people are so wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a great country. So anyway, I appreciate
Wait,
you.
wait, wait. I have some questions
You got
for
some.
you.
You got some questions for me. Let's do it.
Okay, so what is your favorite day of the trip?
Boy, that's a tough one. I think it's this day. I think this is my favorite
The
day.
cooking day.
Yeah, it's like midpoint, and we've been going really hard. I mean, we go hard those first 7 days. And then finally this day comes, and everyone's like, breath of fresh air. And we're at the country houses, and Elizabeth's making great food, and we're having some of the good wine that we've collected from the week. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a great day.
And what's the most like stressful?
Most
Right.
stressful moment for me is when we get the rental cars, because
Yeah.
it takes nothing happens quickly in Italy. So the rental car process takes about 2 hours to get the rental cars. When I tell people that, they look at me like, 2 hours to get a rental car? You crazy? No, it takes 2 hours. But we've kind of learned to get them on the road, and we've got this great little route now that takes us to the Antinori Winery. It's about 30, 40 minutes away, and it breaks everyone in just enough to get over the initial fear of the cars. Then they do this great wine tour, have a little wine, and then they're fine. They drive all the way to the country houses. We stop at the grocery store, and they're ready to go, right?
Yeah.
But that's the most
I mean, they do
apprehensive moment
fine.
is getting them here. But we've definitely made it a lot easier.
I think it's easier. I mean, you don't drive. I do the
Yeah.
I do the driving, you do the navigating.
Yeah.
So
That's a very
I think
nice.
it's a good team.
Well, it's so much easier than our first trip. So we had no cell phones, no Google Maps.
No pins.
Oh my gosh, I lost the whole group one time. We left the Rome airport and we all got separated. Luckily, I'd given them maps. They all found their way. I was the last one here in the middle of the night. I didn't get here till midnight. And I was like praying that they would be in the house. And I drove up, the lights were on, I could hear people laughing. I walked in, I'm like, thank God. I was so stressed out. But I'm so glad those days are over. It's so much easier now with the maps.
And now you and I were kind of talking about maybe mixing the trip up a
Oh,
little
we're
bit
going to mix it up.
because there's some things happening in Umbria.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been coming here all this time, and it's been this sleepy little place. But now, I mean,
It's getting discovered.
there's some discovery happening
Yeah.
based on what I saw.
I mean,
last
we had
night.
dinner last night at,
Castillo de Reggio.
unbelievable. It's 10 minutes from our house. So any of
Literally
you
one street over.
whoever been on this trip before, you're all like, where could that be? Wait till you see this. You got to come again and check this place out.
Yeah.
They got horses. They're going to add a spa.
Beautiful stables. They're building a
Cooking
hotel,
class.
a spa. Yeah, they have cooking classes. The restaurant was fabulous.
Oh, unbelievable.
I mean, that was a delicious meal last
yeah.
night.
So it's
and a
changing.
very, very beautiful.
I think every year this trip just gets better
restaurant,
and better and
so-
better, don't you?
I do too.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. It's amazing. Well, should we go back and do
I
some
think we
cooking?
better go help them in the kitchen.
I'll go get some more. I'll get Elizabeth over here in a little bit. We'll get some of the other guests, and we'll get this cooking class going, huh?
Sounds good.
I love you, baby.
I love you too.
Ciao, ciao.
Okay.
Okay, I've rounded up two more of my guests. These are first-timers on my Candelaria Design Tour Italy. I've got Jennifer Bennett and Tori Curtis. Welcome, you two.
Thank you.
How is it here?
Oh my God, it's fabulous. We're
Are you
having
having
so
fun?
much fun.
Incredible.
Incredible. And this is the best day.
I couldn't ask for anything better.
We've been going pretty darn hard, right?
We have been nonstop.
Nonstop.
A blistering pace.
A lot of wine, a lot of food. And then, of course, we got to just transition right into a cooking class with more food.
Absolutely. We're loving every minute.
So you were on my Spain trip, Jennifer.
Yes.
This is quite different, isn't it?
It's a little different.
I mean, but the connectivity of the people is very similar, don't you think?
Yeah, that's the best part is the community that's generated
Oh, yeah.
through these trips. You guys are amazing in supporting that.
Thank you, thank you. And what do you think, Tori?
I love meeting all the new people and friends, and what an amazing atmosphere.
It is, isn't it? These farmhouses pretty cool.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Glamping again,
It's
right?
glamping, right?
Glamping.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, it is rustic, but it is a nice house. We got blow dryers, we got toilets, we got showers, hot water,
Plumbing.
dryers.
You don't have to worry about anything, but yet all of the needs are met, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
So why did you choose to come on this trip, Tori?
Friends, camaraderie, enjoying everyone.
You've been to Italy many times, though, right?
I have, but friendship, being with people you care about.
Yeah.
It makes it
It's the best
super
part, right?
Special.
Have you ever been in the country like this?
Lucca,
Lucca, okay.
but not in Umbria.
Not in Umbria, yeah.
Umbria.
It's all about making new friends and experiencing new things and just the intimacy
Of the
for
whole
me.
trip, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I know, I think that's the best part. So,
Exactly.
what's been your favorite thing so far?
Friendships.
Do you guys really like this friendship stuff, don't you? That's the best
the
part.
country, the everything.
Yeah.
You know, Italy's so special.
I like the food.
The food is great. The wine's pretty good too.
The wine's awesome as
The
well. We've had so
wine.
many
Yeah.
wine tours.
wine
It's
tour.
been fabulous.
Yeah, we're pretty much wined out now. We've winded it up.
Are we ever wind out?
I don't know. Well, we got a lot to drink and a lot to take with us, so we'll see how that all goes, right?
We're learning how to cook now.
Yeah, they're making pasta over there right now, so that's kind of fun. So from here we go to San Gimignano and Siena tomorrow. We have a free day Friday, and then we're going to Oslo. Now, I'm sure none of you have been to Oslo.
Never.
Okay, so it's kind of like glamping only on steroids. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna be staying at the Hotel Cipriani. It's a beautiful hotel. What did you think of the place we were at last night?
Oh my gosh, that's such a newfound treasure.
Isn't that amazing?
And I've kind of been scouting it out myself, and I'm so thrilled.
Now,
that we
you're a
got to
horse
experience it.
person, right?
Oh yeah, with the equestrian aspects and the hillside and the big villas and the beautiful setting, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to coming back here and doing some horseback riding, right?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that'd be so much fun. Well, I appreciate you both coming on this trip. I'm so excited with what we've got left to do. And we're going to have fun tonight cooking and eating and just enjoying the rest of Umbria here in the farmhouses.
Thank you, Mark Candelaria.
Yeah, ciao, ciao. Grazie.
Grazie.
Okay, I have probably the most special person that has really been instrumental in this entire Italy tour adventure that's been going on for me for the last almost 20 years. And that's my good friend Elizabeth Woolley, who I met back at Lois Martin's casa. I don't know, 2004 maybe?
Probably.
Yeah. She was our chef one year, and she kind of saw how I was filling that house up and cramming everybody in, and she kind of mentioned a little place over here called
La Pietra.
La Pietra.
And which holds 14 people, and I think Lois has maybe held 8. I'm not sure.
So my good friend here is Elizabeth Woolley. You were born in
I was born in California.
How did you end up here?
Well, I grew up on a farm in north of San Francisco, in the Delta area, between San Francisco and Sacramento. And my dad had a farm. We grew nuts, almonds, and walnuts. But we had Italian neighbors, we had Mexican neighbors, Japanese, Portuguese. It was a real mix. And everybody grew wonderful vegetables and fruit. We had pears and just every kind of fruit. And people would come out there and pick. Anyway, my dad was from Illinois, and he learned how to farm really from our next door neighbors, the DeMartinis. And our families became very close. 2 of their children are my godparents. And I'm still in touch with all of them. And I think that started my love of Italian cooking because Mrs. DeMartini was an amazing cook. And of course, everybody grew their own stuff, and we just had the best. Later on, we moved into Antioch, and my next door neighbor was a lady named Emma Dragon, and she was from Puglia. And so
That's
that
like
was
far northeast Italy, right?
no, that is the south.
Oh, the
It's,
south, Puglia, yes.
near the heel of the.
Yeah. I always get those mixed up.
And she had a very different kind of cooking, and I just loved it. And her mother also cooked, and so I got to help them. Another lady was a Mrs. Jacuzzi, who was a friend of my mother's, and she was from Friuli, which is in the northeast
That's what I'm thinking
near
of.
Austria.
Yeah.
And she had a granddaughter my age, and we would cook with her, with the grandmother, and so that really started me off. And but then when I went to Berkeley, I studied Italian art history, and I would come to Italy as much as I could every chance I got. So eventually, I became a graphic designer, and one of my clients, Catherine Ogden, had this idea of buying an old ruin in Umbria, where she had picked olives one season, and several of us. She would have these parties in the Berkeley Hills and show us slides of old ruins, and we'd drink nice wine, and everybody put in some money, and she came over here, looked at 50 properties, and found this beautiful house, La Pietro. She wanted a good view, and we have a beautiful view.
Unbelievable.
She also, by just serendipity, I don't know, I need to really ask her how she found this valley. I've traveled a lot around Italy now. This valley is about the prettiest place I've ever been.
It's magical.
And yesterday on our wine tour, I sat up high in the bus coming back, and I just admired it anew. It was so beautiful.
Different perspective.
Yeah, it was. I just feel so lucky.
We find it to be a real healing place.
It is a healing place.
And I brought so many people here over the years, and that's the one adjective they always walk away with. It's like, oh, it's beautiful and everything, but it was such a healing spot for me.
No, it is.
Right?
It is, definitely. It's also very, for me, being interested in history, it's a very historical area because the valley is partly in Tuscany, partly in Umbria.
Right.
And there are castles that march down the valley, one on either side of the valley. Right. And we bought our house, these houses. Eventually, the houses became three. We have one house that holds 2 people, one house that holds 8 people, and then La Pietra, which holds 13 or 14. So
we've had as many as 22 people here. That's been our most.
One time when you rented all 3 houses, we had a big group.
22 last year. It was a little much, but this is perfect with 9.
It is. I was going to say, we bought our house, the property, from the Sorbello family, which owns one of the big castles. They have been here since the 1100s.
Wow.
And they still live here, the descendants. And recently they opened up their house for the castle for tours.
Yeah.
And all of our partners were here in the spring. There are 9 partners, by the way, all from the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. And we all took a tour of the Sorbella Castle.
Wow.
And it just was really a very moving experience to see where the old noble family had lived. And these houses were the farmhouses that where the peasants lived, and worked for the noble family.
Right. Yeah. No, the history here is just amazing, and I think one of the things I was just mentioning earlier, I love sitting on the porch in the morning and watching the fog lift and watch the little castles pop out of the fog.
Right.
This is the coolest thing.
Yeah. Well, I live down in the valley, so I call myself Elisabetta della Nebbia, which means Elizabeth of the fog, because we're above the fog line here.
Right.
So it's always beautiful weather up here.
Yeah. It's
also, we generally have a little breeze in the summer too. So
yeah, I mean it's cool enough perfectly now.
Yeah.
So you're cooking away for us tonight. What are you making tonight?
Well, we made my friend Gabriella has a truffle business, and she does these wonderful hard-boiled eggs, deviled eggs stuffed with her tartufata, which is a truffle sauce. So we're doing that as an antipasto. My fig tree has a lot of figs right now since it's September. And so we stuff them with gorgonzola and wrap them with prosciutto.
They're baking in the oven. They're probably out already. They're probably eating them out there. That's why they're having such a good time.
Oh, good. Okay. I hope they took them out. And then we just had some pecorino cheese, local pecorino cheese with some chestnut honey, which is from the forest right here.
Yeah.
Because we're right in the middle of a chestnut and oak forest. Where this area is actually famous for porcini mushrooms, and especially into October, you'll see a lot of hunters.
Well, I saw the roadside stands selling them.
Yes, yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
So then you made some pasta just a minute ago.
We're just making pasta now. We have some. I have a lot of pesto, a lot of basilico at my house. So we made a big dish of pesto, and then we're going to have a big barbecue. One of the ladies here has cut up a lot of beautiful vegetables that she got in the market today.
Yep.
and
That's just tonight's dinner.
yes, and then we're having a lot of meat.
Yep.
And then we're having a zucchini carpaccio, which is a really light salad. It's great for people who have too many zucchini in their gardens right now.
That's a big problem.
And and then we're topping it off with a flourless chocolate walnut torte. But walnuts are also, in season right now. They're just falling off the tree, and with a little gelato. That's
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, this place has been such a wonderful experience for me, for Isabel, for all of our travelers. I hope to come here for many, many years to come. You inspire me with how you just keep going.
Well, I really love meeting all these people that you bring, and all of our guests. We just get some very interesting people.
I bet.
And they're attracted to this area because it's not touristy. It's
Feels real.
yeah, and we get people who are kind of serious, not big partiers. And I remember one night a young guy asked me, "So what do you do for fun around here?" And I said, "This is it."
This is it.
I was cooking for him.
My crew's getting it. They're loving it.
Good.
Totally, yeah.
Good.
So how do we get in touch with you? Where do we find these houses on the website?
It's called Altabella, all one word, ALTABELLA.com, www.altabella.com, and you'll see the three houses.
Yep.
It's
It's easy to find on Google now, too.
sorry?
It's easy to find on Google Maps.
Oh, yes.
I can
yeah,
find it there. And then
yeah.
you also wrote a fantastic book.
Oh, I wrote a book, it was a few years ago, about 7 years ago now, about, I was interested in all the farmers up here in the Upper Tiber Valley. The Tiber River actually starts north of San Sepolcro.
And that goes all the way through Rome,
and
right?
all the way to Rome, yeah.
Yep.
And there, I started meeting all these farmers mainly through my truffle friends, the Bianconis, and I started taking people to buy. They wanted, our people who were coming here wanted to buy directly from the farmers, and I finally thought I can't take everybody to
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
and I need to write a book for them too.
Right.
And so the book has, it's on Amazon right now.
It's a great little book.
It has a lot of pretty pictures in it.
Yep.
So people take it home as a memento.
And what's the title of the book?
It's called Sustenance.
Sustenance.
And it is it's how people sustain themselves in the olden days, and how a lot of those food traditions are still alive here,
Right.
and how some of them have been updated by
Right.
local restaurants and the farmers.
Well, that's one of the things that I always find so amazing when we come here is everyone just comments, well, wow, we're eating so much, but it's so good. And then the next day they go, I don't feel bad today. How is that,
You're right.
And the wine is so good, the food is so good, and it's also just so healthy.
Yeah, it is very healthy. It's very seasonal.
Unprocessed.
Yeah, unprocessed.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You are I love visiting you every year. Isabel
thank
and I
you.
look so forward to coming
Well,
to
we
see you.
we do, and I'm so glad that I see you signed up for next year.
Oh, yeah. We're ready for a big Next year's my 60th
I
birthday, so we're
know.
going to go big next year. All right, I'm going to let you get back to the kitchen because I know you got a lot of work to do.
It's time to roll out the pasta.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Thank you so
All
much.
right,
I
thank
love you.
Love you too, Mark.
Okay, I have cornered and rounded up one of my favorite travelers, actually probably my favorite traveler of all time, Rebecca Curtis. She's been on this is your 8th Italy tour. You've been on what, 1 or 2 Spain tours?
One Spain tour.
One Spain tour. You are fantastic. You came on the first trip with Isabel.
My love. She's so sweet.
Yep. Remember that trip?
I love that trip. It was awesome.
So you kind of went through a rough period, as many of us have gone through rough periods in life.
It's true. It's true.
And I think this trip was a perfect time definitely for all three of us. Isabel and I had just met a year or two ahead, and we'd been through some rough stuff. You had just gone through what you've gone through. And that trip for the three of us, I think, was very connective and very healing, don't you think?
Absolutely. Totally meaningful to me. And in fact, every time I come here, the minute I walk through the door, it's an emotional experience
It is,
every
isn't
time.
it?
And it's just
It's amazing.
I know.
It's amazing.
I mean, I feel it right now as I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
It's like,
I know. It's very emotional.
It
It's a good
is,
thing.
isn't it?
It's a good thing.
I know. And today is, I think, one of the most connective moments of the whole trip, don't you think?
Totally, because everybody's relaxed. They're working together. They're learning something new. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's also the way the trip, I've kind of structured the trip. We've gone really hard for 7 days. I mean, we've been moving. And all of a sudden, it's like you have this day to kind of unwind, and you're cooking, and you're hanging out. You don't have to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone kind of has been bonding, but I think this is the spot and the moment where it all really
Totally.
happens.
I think everyone's now decided that we're a family.
Right.
And we'll be bonded forever from this point.
Right.
It's
So
awesome.
let's see, on the 7 trips you've been on, one trip in particular was very meaningful to Isabel and I.
Aw.
Because I told Isabel before the trip, I said, bring your wedding gown. I don't know where we might need it, but just pack it. And of course, we decided to get married on the last day of the trip in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And you were the maid of honor.
Mm-hmm.
Very special moment.
Brings me great joy.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And what else have we done? We've done some amazing
Oh
things
my
together on
goodness.
these trips.
So much. I don't know. I love sharing this with you guys. It's very meaningful to me, and it brings me great joy every time I come to this place. And
Yeah.
I love spending time with you and Izzy.
Well, I think it's kind of fun because,
fantastic.
like, this year, the three of us have the whole floor together. And you had a choice of being downstairs with your girlfriends, and you chose to be up here with us,
Well,
which
you
we
know,
just absolutely love.
It's
It
my
just
favorite room. It's
just
my little
feels-
room at the
it's
house.
your room, right?
It is. It
That's-
feels like, coming home.
it does. It always feels like coming home to us when we come here. I don't
Plus,
know.
I get my own bathroom.
Yeah, this is your own bathroom too. So that's pretty nice. You have to share. Now we have a good friend that comes on this trip with us usually.
Oh, I miss her.
We miss
her
our
dearly.
Gisela,
Oh,
right? Because
my
she was on
God.
that first trip with
She's
us
a-
also.
Yes.
And we met her
And
on
what
Facebook.
fantastic friends developed from this
Oh,
trip.
Amazing. And then Jennifer, who we spoke to a minute
Yes.
ago, she was on the Spain trip with you
Yes.
and Gisela.
Oh my gosh.
And so, it's interesting how it all connects,
I
right?
love that. You know what? It's the greatest gift. Not only is the trip amazing, but the friendships that you create
That's the best part
from
of
the
the trip.
people you meet. Oh my God. It's
Right?
just the best gift
And
ever.
it carries on. It's always funny when we go back to Phoenix. The first day we get back, you'd think, okay, the trip's over. Everyone goes up on their separate ways. We always get together at like Richardson's
I
or
know.
the Rockery or
Exactly.
Dick's Hideaway for
awesome.
New Mexican
I
food the
know.
first day back.
And everybody has separation anxiety once they come home. No, I need my people.
Yeah, and then we have our reunion dinner, and that's always a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to the rest of the trip. I hope you come on many, many trips with us.
I will.
And
This
you
is
just
my
showed us. Oh,
special
that's the other thing. You just showed us that fantastic property
Oh,
yesterday.
I'm excited about
That was amazing.
I'm glad
So
we
it's-
went.
I would just mention it's a few minutes away from us. You discovered it online somewhere, right?
You know what? Giselle and I had been
that's right.
spying it across from the way we saw the cranes way back when, and we would drive by every year
Yep.
and see their progress. And eventually we started following them on Instagram. And recently we saw that they opened their restaurant. Not
Not
less
that
than two months ago,
Yeah.
maybe. Originally it was open to only their guests, and then about a week later it said open to the public. And I thought, oh my God, we need to
heard
go.
Gwyneth
We need to
Paltrow was
go.
there, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, that
What could be better?
And she put it on her blog or
The
something like
Goop
that.
Queen, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it
Says
was
a lot.
amazing. It's like
Says a
to
lot.
think it's right there is freaks me out that it's so
It's
close.
perfect.
It's beautiful. We have a spa, and
Mhm.
these trips are only going to get better.
Exactly. We look
So-
forward to that. Not
Well,
that they're not already
they're
fantastic,
pretty
but
fantastic
you got to
already.
grow and expand and
Keep it going. Keep it fresh.
keep it going.
Well, next year we're going to mix it up.
I'm excited.
We're going to change the itinerary a little bit.
Ooh, I'm very
So
excited.
we've got some great ideas. So I think next year will be fun. It'll be my 60th birthday.
Oh my God, I look
And,
forward to that.
um,
You'll catch up with me eventually.
Yeah. Well, I'm not worried about
Yeah.
that. All right, my dear. Well, thank you again
Love
for
you
coming.
guys.
Thanks for doing the podcast with me. I love you
Bye.
too. Bye-bye. Ciao. Okay, I've got my last two guests here. These are my young ones, my newbies, my next generation of Italian travelers. Woo! And so I've got Morgan and Peter here.
Hello.
Hello.
They're both from Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Morgan, tell me what you do.
I work in real estate, so I do everything sell, buy. I also do flips and custom builds, but I actually build real estate software, so that's what I'm working on right now.
That's amazing. And Peter?
I am a commercial general contractor, and I build mainly schools, renovations, new builds, that kind of thing.
Very cool, very cool. So you work with Elliot a little bit. Elliot Barkin, who's a good
I
client
do.
and friend of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been following them for about 3 years.
Yeah, he is amazing. Talk about a high energy, smart guy.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Okay, so how did you guys end up on this trip?
So we went to last minute thing 2 days before the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society annual gala. We got invited. The brokery had a table, so we decided to go. We were looking at the live auction items during the venue, and one of them was a 2-week all-inclusive trip to Italy. And we were like, well, if we're gonna auction on anything, it's got to be this trip. So we definitely got into a bidding war. And once we got into it, you can't
can't
stop.
back out.
You can't
It's an
back out.
all-inclusive-
No.
yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, you can't back out on Italy. So I'm very glad that we did not.
Yeah. No, it was after a bunch of free drinks and after a bunch of free food, it was like, all right, well, the bidding on this all-inclusive Italy trip is about to start. You know, whoever is going to bid, raise your cards. And I looked at Morgan. I'm like, this is if we're going to bid on anything, if we're going to bid on the Durango trip or the all-inclusive police walk-around thing, it's going to be the Italy trip. And she's like, all right, let's do it. Screw it. So we did. And we got into a little bit of a bidding war with this other couple. And next thing I know,
You're going to Italy.
Yeah, a couple minutes later, we're going to Italy. We're jumping up and down. People are like hollering all around us, and it was amazing.
So we were the ones, Candelaria Design were the ones who donated this trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't be at that gala. I was one of the fundraisers for it, and we donated the trip to raise money for lymphoma and leukemia. And at the time, I believe I was in Spain. I think it was on our
Yeah.
Spain tour when this happened. Now, did they show a video of the trip or some kind of lead-in to the auction
A
item?
really, really quick one they did.
Okay, right.
So, of course, I mean, they just showed basically bullet points of the Italy trip, and we're like,
Right.
well, it's literally all-inclusive. Why wouldn't we do it? And then they showed a little video, and we're like, done.
Yeah.
We're definitely
Okay,
gonna
so you
bid.
saw the little Italy video. Boy, it's hard to talk about 6 glasses of wine.
That does damage.
You saw that little video, and now you've been on the trip for 8 days.
Yeah.
How does the video compare to the actual trip?
I mean, the video was the best teaser, but first day on the trip blew it out of the water. I mean, every day is somehow better than the one before. It's insane.
It's insane, right?
Yeah.
And so on the second day of the trip, we went to Villa San Michele, which is in the hills above Firenze. Beautiful, ultra romantic place. I mean, I
Oh,
just think
yeah.
it's amazing. So a little something happened there that night.
Oh, just a little something.
Just a little
yeah.
something, yeah.
Peter
Yeah,
had a
Peter
very
had something
nice
up his sleeve,
surprise.
right? He
Yes.
had something going on. So tell us what you got going on there, Peter.
I proposed.
You proposed?
Yeah, it was one of those things. We were looking at pictures of all of the places that Mark had sent to us, and when we opened up, we Googled. We obviously stalked everything. Like, well, we got to know what we're doing.
Right.
So we Googled Via San Michele, and the next thing I know, Morgan's gasping. I'm gasping. It's like, well, what the? Where are we going? Like, this is incredible.
We're going there.
We're going there. Like, what? So, yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna propose, first of all,
Well,
when
I
we-
knew nothing about
Yeah,
this.
not-
So
yeah.
Evelyn in my office, who puts these trips on, she gets all the credit for these trips. I just show up and
Thanks,
drink
Evelyn.
and have a good time.
Appreciate it.
But she didn't tell me a damn thing about this. I knew nothing. Okay,
Which
and all
is
of a
very
sudden,
impressive.
all of a sudden, the concierge comes to me and says, "So where is the proposal going to take place?" And I go, "What proposal are you freaking talking about?" You know, it's like, "There's a proposal tonight." So I call Evelyn. I said, "Evelyn, what's going on? They're talking about some proposal. There's a photographer here. I don't know anything of what's going on." She goes, "Shh, don't say anything. Peter's going to propose to Morgan tonight." I go, "Are you kidding me?" So I cornered Peter really
Yeah.
quick. I said, "Hey, get over here. What's going on? Fill me in." And you ran off to the restroom, I think.
Yeah. Oh, perfect timing.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah.
So he goes, yeah, I'm going to do it right now. I was like, okay, here we go.
Let's do it.
So she came back.
She came back. We waited. I was pretty fidgety. I was kind of fidgety.
You were very fidgety,
All
but you
right.
made a really
I
good
had no
excuse.
clue.
Take it easy.
Yeah,
Take
but
it
you
easy.
made a really good excuse of like, oh look, it's getting about sunset time. Maybe
sunset
we should go
time,
take
take
another
some pictures.
picture. We just happen to have a professional
Yeah,
photographer.
yeah. I was like,
Let's go
Evelyn.
for
Yeah,
it.
Evelyn lined
Right.
up a professional photographer for everybody.
Found the spot.
Found the
The
spot.
sun was setting.
Yeah, I was like, Morgan, let's take a good sunset picture. This professional photographer will take a nice picture for us.
Okay, so what did you think, Morgan?
Yeah.
What was going through your mind at that point? You knew something was up.
I knew something was up. Like, there was something going on. He was pretty fidgety. I was pretty fidgety, but I was also, my senses are so heightened. It was such a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I was hoping that something was happening on the trip. So I was really hoping that was it, but I didn't want to get my hopes up too much. But
It was it.
yeah,
That was the
it.
moment.
And it was perfect.
It was perfect. Yeah,
Oh.
it was. Yeah, I mean, I had I had a speech planned out and everything, and next thing you know, I'm on my knee, and I had literally no idea what to say.
Right.
I was just like, "Will you marry me?" And she said yes. Thankfully, she took
Oh,
the
it
rings
was
off.
so
She
beautiful.
said yes.
Yeah.
See, my travelers had no clue, and all of a sudden I kind of get their attention and said, hey, you guys, look over there right now. And they go, what's going on? I said, just watch. Oh, my God, he's getting down on his knee. Oh, my God, he's proposing to her. I said, yep, get ready.
Yeah.
And sure enough,
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
came back. We all gave you
Yeah.
hugs.
No, it was perfect. Well, it was one that as soon as you went down on your knee, of course, I start shaking immediately. That was my reaction. I'm like, oh, my God. It was awesome.
It was beautiful.
But we kind of get over it, and then I hear everybody clapping and cheering in the background. I'm like, oh, yeah, they're here, too.
I know,
It was
so
awesome.
Cool. It was awesome.
It was. I mean, we had met these people 2 days prior, but it was like incredible sharing it with everybody.
Right. So now you've been with us a week. And how is it to be here in Umbria in the farmhouses?
Oh my God, it is the most serene, incredible place I've ever been. So I don't
Amazing.
think I'm going to leave.
Absolutely amazing. Morgan and I are going to set up shop here for the rest of our days.
It's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you guys I've been watching you in the kitchen. You guys are master pasta makers now.
Oh my gosh.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely
Isn't it
love
fun?
cooking. Yeah.
Especially in a setting like this. It's just
Oh my God, it's
so
incredible.
much fun. That
Yeah.
grill down there?
Oh, yeah.
That's
grill was
crazy.
incredible.
Yeah,
Absolutely
everything's
incredible.
fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we love having you two on this trip.
Yeah.
You made the trip so special with us with that proposal. And
That's all you.
we've enjoyed getting to know you guys. You guys have such good energy. I just love your kind of can-do positiveness. It's so incredible to be around.
Well, it
So-
definitely helps that all of you have that same attitude.
Yeah.
So
Everyone's
we
ready to
definitely
go and
vibe
see
off of
things.
each other.
You
and
do,
it's
don't you?
awesome. Yeah.
Isn't it great, the energy that
Yes.
kind of comes from the people?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It couldn't be a better trip.
No, and it's the best thing you learn in life is just you got to keep that energy going and stay positive, and things happen, right? Had you not gone to that auction tonight, you would not be here tonight.
Seriously.
No, not at all.
No, so think about that. You
Yeah.
know, just the fact that you went and did things
Did things.
versus staying home and watching TV or
Yeah.
being on the
just
internet.
doing your normal
You
daily
got out there
routine.
and you're living life.
Mhm.
You two live life. I've been watching you all week. I'm impressed. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. We started stalking all of your photos from all the trips
Oh,
that
yeah.
you do, and we're like, well, they live life.
We gotta-
so
we gotta
that's
live
what
up.
we got to do.
I think we'll see you on a few more trips.
Oh, yeah.
A little
That's the
bit. We
plan.
heard about Croatia.
Oh, yeah, we got
and,
Croatia in 2021. We got
yeah.
Spain.
Yep.
Spain and Croatia.
Should be fun, right? Okay, and I got a little special gift when you guys get home. I got your own
Oh.
Candelaria designed pasta maker waiting for you.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank
All right.
We
so
have
we
so
got
many people to make pasta for now.
we have another 7 days in Italy. So we're gonna go have some fun, huh?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao.
Grazie. Grazie.
Grazie.
Okay. We're doing a wrap here on the cooking night in Umbria. I just finished my 16th night of cooking with Elizabeth and my travelers, and I've got two of my travelers who just finished their 8th night of cooking in Umbria, Isabel and Rebecca. What do you think, ladies? What did you think of the night?
So excited.
It was fun, wasn't it?
So fun.
Yeah.
We loved it.
We loved it, right? So tonight was very special, I think. It's amazing what the difference is when you have 9 travelers versus 22. I mean, we had a great group with 22. It was a lot
It's
of fun.
always a great group.
It's always a great group.
It's always a great group. And we love meeting every single person and getting to know them and bringing them into the fam.
Yeah, and Elizabeth and Paula, and I forget the name of the grill guy, but the grill guy was on fire, literally. But
Was that a pun?
Not Faustus.
yeah, he was amazing. That grill was fired up, literally, right?
He was awesome.
So we started cooking at
Great sausages.
Great Snot. And Isabel, you invented a drink tonight.
I did.
What was it called?
The Fizzabelle.
The Fizzabelle, or is it the Figabelle?
Oh, Figabelle.
Figabelle.
Yeah,
Figabelle. So tell
right.
us real quick, what's the drink?
Okay, so I picked some figs from the tree and I muddled them with a little bit of basil and then put them over ice with Prosecco and a teensy bit of vodka.
Pretty darn good, right?
That was only for the young people, though.
Yeah, I didn't partake in that.
Prosecco part?
Yeah, she said the Prosecco
Oh my
part.
God, it was delicious.
Yeah.
And even better when you put the basil in. Oh my God. It was
Oh, yeah, the basil
Yeah,
was a good
The
touch.
first time I tried it just with the fig and it was
The basil
It's
gave it a little
okay,
punch.
But the basil gave it the freshness it needed, I
Right.
guess.
So what's ahead for us, ladies? I mean, this is eight tours for the two of you. We met Elizabeth tonight. Not that we met her, but we saw Elizabeth tonight. We've met Elizabeth a long time. But Elizabeth, I asked her, I said, you're the same age as me. You're 59, right? And she goes, no, I'm going to be 74. Wow. And so I was like blown away that this lady she went on the wine tour with us yesterday. She hung with us all day yesterday. She cooked for us for what, 5 hours? 6 hours, 5 hours. We got here at 5 and it's almost what, 10, 11? So it's 11, so almost 6 hours she cooked. 74 years old. Do you think we'll be doing this?
No, it's the food. It's the lifestyle here.
And she said
It's
something about the
just
stress.
really, really healthy and having no stress. She keeps her stress down.
She keeps her
is what
stress
she
down.
told me.
So are we going to be here when we're 74?
God, I hope so. Right?
Don't, right?
Right? Wouldn't that be the ultimate?
That would be so cool.
We might need an elevator, though.
Yeah, we might need a lift on that stair over there. But no, we'll just take the ground floor. Yeah, we'll move everyone up here and we'll take the ground floor. But it was fun having some young people on this trip, right?
It's so fun having them.
I love those guys. They're so sweet. And it's good to see that, some couple of people, and I'm sure there are many more in that age bracket who have the same mindset, and they're awesome. So I have
hope.
I have a good feeling about the future based on
too,
those two.
right?
I think it's amazing.
I have a good feeling about the future of our trip.
Mm-hmm.
Get some more people like that.
Oh, young
Get the
ones.
mixture of 74-year-olds and
Oh my goodness.
I feel like Peter and Morgan really, really get it.
yeah, they totally get it.
They bonded with everyone. They loved it. They roll with it. And they also do their own thing, which is good, too. They give themselves permission to not, be sucked into our craziness, which is good, but.
So 8 years, ladies, we did it. We have the second half of the trip. We're going to go to Siena and San Gimignano tomorrow, free day on Friday, and then we're off to northern Italy for the weekend and do some Prosecco tours and maybe pop over to Venice. And then we're heading back home, back to Phoenix.
Can't believe it.
Right?
It's going so fast now.
Goes fast, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But life is good.
Keep thinking about how much fun we're having, and we'll come back again.
Let's do it again. All right. So ciao from Italy, huh?
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Here we go. Bye-bye. We'll see you next week. Okay, next week I have a wonderful guest, one of my best friends ever, Mr. Walter Spitz. He's a premier lighting designer, been in the industry forever. He's been doing my homes for over 30 years, and he is truly an inspiring guy. When you hear his story and what this guy has accomplished, it's pretty amazing, and love him to death. So stay tuned. You will truly be inspired, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed our podcast. We encourage you to write a review, screenshot it, and share it with your friends. Please instant message it to me and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We thank you for listening, and we look forward to sharing more insights to inspiring living next week.